feels like climbing Mount Everest, where you just got to do it one step at a time. And so it honestly was this thing where I just absorbed everything that I possibly could, and then broke his life into pieces and would study each one, because I knew we were going to film out a sequence. And I just got as specific as I could. But at the end of the day, it was all, for me, the fascinating thing was about stripping back the icon or the caricature of Elvis and getting down to who he was as a man, getting down to his humanity.
By now living Austin. I'll just tell you what we're living.
We saw it with a real audience last night, and honestly, when Austin comes on in the leather suit and does the comeback, they break into spontaneous applause. They're not pretending, and that's what's gratifying, is that all of the years of work that he did to live as Elvis. He lived as Elvis for 2 years. And you know, I make theatrical films. I make films for the theater, to get people out, strangers out, to get into a room and to come together and watch a story and to commune together. And I think we all need to get out and get in the theater and get out and have a dinner and get out and be together. Enough staying at home looking at our phones, you know? Put down the phone, get into the theater.
Tom Parker was a diabolical genius. Maybe he was a crook, maybe he was an angel from heaven, but as he once said about Elvis Presley, last year, my boy Elvis had $1 million worth of talent. This year, my boy Elvis has $1 million. So you figure out which is the better way of doing things. Baz Luhrmann does not make movies, he makes assaults on the senses. He makes grand operas, and grand operas need a big theme, they need a big character. And I think if you take the combination of the maximalist filmmaker that Baz is, and the incredible place that Elvis Presley had in the culture of all of Western society, it's a match made in heaven. And the wise thing that Baz did is have me in the movie as Colonel Tom Parker. So it all works out as far as I'm concerned.
He's a director with such a singular vision, and he really, really cares about his projects. You can feel the love and respect that he pours into each and every one of his projects. And he's like a magical magician. You know, he pulls ideas out of the air. He works on the fly. He's constantly inspired, very open, and I really adored my time working with him.
The important thing is that we understand the origins of the music we're celebrating in this movie. So playing Sister Rosetta Tharpe becomes this really important role in showing where Elvis came from, the music he was motivated by, and that made him sound the way he sounds, and all of his contemporaries. And so I think the era is a very important era because it's the creation of rock and roll, and that's what Sister Rosetta Tharpe did. She invented rock and roll and all the aesthetic that we associate with it.
It's more than Elvis. It's about America, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's about, you know, like the tension between the sell and the art, the show and the business. And if they get out of whack, tragedy ensues. In the end, it's a beautiful rise with lots of music. It's like a tragic American opera with a great lot of hope and beauty.